Welcome, racing fans, to the one, the only RP, the Racing Podcast. And we are going full throttle. Here's a recap from last weekend of racing. NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday with the Hisense 4K TV 300. Denny Hamlin, the winner in the 18 Toyota, who led 76 laps. Austin Dillon comes in second in the number 2 Chevrolet. He gained 1 point. Joey Logano finishes third in the 22 Ford, led 58 laps, dropped 1 point. Then Sunday, crazy Sprint Cup Series event, dominated by Martin Truex Jr., the Coca-Cola 600. Martin Truex, the winner in the 78 Toyota, who led 392 laps. 400 in total. He led 392. He also gained 2 points, finishing second, the number 4 Chevrolet, Kevin Harvick, and coming in third place is Jimmy Johnson, the 48 Chevrolet. He led 5 laps, also gained 2 points. Indy 500 winner, Alexander Rossi in the 98 Honda. Coming in second, Carlos Munoz, the 26 Honda. Joseph Newgarden comes in third in the 21 Chevrolet. And the Monaco Grand Prix winner, Lewis Hamilton. Coming in second, Daniel Ricciardo. Sergio Perez finishes in third. So the Coca-Cola 600, 400 laps on schedule. The only thing that could have made this race crazier was a green-white checkered, but finished 400 on the nose. Pole sitter, first off, the bagpipes and national anthem, the bagpipes performed by the Charlotte Fire Department Pipe Band, and national anthem by the 82nd Airborne Division All-American Chorus. Grand Marshal was the USO members, as we mentioned last week, 75 members and USO volunteers, the 75th anniversary of the USO, all retired General George W. Casey. Pole sitter for Sunday's race, Truex Jr. started second, 22 Ford driven by Joey Logano. Stenhouse Jr. started in third. Keselowski started, Keselowski started in fifth. 6:12 p.m. was the drop of the green flag. Tony Stewart started in rear. So the top three, Truex Jr., Joey Logano, and Stenhouse Jr., the 78, the 22, and the 17 at the drop of the green flag. A competition caution was scheduled for lap 25 due to, because it rained the night before, so they had to check the tires. Truex Jr. breaks away at the end of lap 1 going into lap 2. So the 78, 22, and the 11 make the top three. Truex Jr., Logano, Denny Hamlin. Lap 6, Truex Jr. with a 1.05 second lead over second place Joey Logano. Hamlin fighting for second. 400 big ones on Sunday. Now at lap 10, still 78, 22, and the 11. Lap 13, though, Jimmy Johnson would get into third place. So then you had the 78, the 22, and the 48, the top three. Lap 13, Truex Jr. with a 1.99, or if you want to write it up to just 2 seconds over second place Joey Logano, 2.84 seconds over third place Jimmy Johnson. Casey King has a right front tire go down. He has to make a green flag pit stop. But then you get caution number 1, and caution number 1. This was the competition caution. Now, rain prior to Sunday's race, this would bring out cleaned off the track, so they had to check out the tires for this one. Now, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, they got popped for a spooning on pit road. Ryan Blaney entering pit road, Chase Elliott exiting pit road. Then you get a restart. Now you have Truex, Logano, Denny Hamlin top three now, 78, 22, and 11. Then at lap 33, it was Truex Jr., Hamlin, and Logano. At lap 51, Truex Jr. with a 2.4 second lead over second place Denny Hamlin. Jimmy Johnson gets into second place. Now you have the 78, the 48, and the 11, the top three at lap 61. And at this point, I thought it could have been Jimmy Johnson's night. It could have been anybody's night at this point. It was way too early in the race. Truex Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, top three, lap 65. At lap 66, Truex Jr. has a 4-second lead over Jimmy Johnson. Lap 76, that lead would grow to 5 seconds. Then you get lap 77, and this would be the first round of green flag pit stops at this moment. After this green flag pit stops, you have Jimmy Johnson, Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, 48-78 in the 11. Hamlin up to second, Truex Jr. back up to first, Johnson down to third. Alright, so Truex Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, top 3, lap 100. The start of, lap 100. Truex Jr. with a 4-second lead over Jimmy Johnson at this point, 5.5 over Denny Hamlin. Then lap 108, Keselowski up into third, but quickly loses it to Hamlin at lap 109. So now at lap 110, Truex Jr.'s lead now at a 3.8 over Jimmy Johnson, 9.9 over third place Denny Hamlin. At lap 112, that lead would be 3.6 over Jimmy Johnson, and at 10.6 over now third place Brad Keselowski. So now at lap 111, the 78-48 and the 2. And then caution number 2 comes out. And this would be for Brian Scott. Brian Scott in the 44 car, lap 113. He spins and smokes coming out of turn 2. I wrote, it's the Brian Scott 44 Twisted T Ford. And the funny thing is, I was listening to PRM, and they went to commercial, and it was a Twisted T commercial. So whether or not that was intentional, I don't know. But anyway, Ryan Blaney would be the lucky dog for this one. Then the restart, Truex Jr. in first, Johnson in second still, Hamlin in third. Lap 133, you have Logano in third place. So now you got Truex Jr., Johnson, Logano, 78-48 in the 22. At lap 145, Truex Jr. with a 1.6 second lead over second place Jimmy Johnson, 2.8 over third place Joey Logano. In like the 150s, Truex Jr. Starting to have some tire issues, and you were kind of hoping that wouldn't happen again. Truex Jr. looks to have some trouble with Jimmy Johnson behind him, but then lap 165, you get around the green flag pit stops, and then it's Truex Jr., Joey Logano in second, Jimmy Johnson in third now after the surrounding green flag pit stops, which is like around lap 168, so the 78-22-48, but Truex Jr. holding a 2.2 second lead over Joey Logano, 3.8 over third place Jimmy Johnson, and then Logano drops down to third, so they have Truex Jr., Johnson, Logano, lap 189. Then lap 200, this would be the race halfway mark, 200 in the books and 200 to go. Then question number 3 will come out lap 203. Jeffrey Earnhardt brushes the outside wall between turn 3 and 4. AJ Allmendinger would get the free pass this time. Ryan Newman popped for too fast on pit road, and Tony Stewart too fast on pit road. Restart lap 210. Still Truex Jr., Logano, and Jimmy Johnson rounding out the top 3. And then, let's see here. So, finally, Johnson takes the second place back, Logano down to second, because now at lap 230, Truex Jr., Johnson, Logano. Truex Jr. with a 2.2 second lead over Jimmy Johnson. And then another round of green flag pit stops comes at lap 253. Now you have at lap 257, after the round of green flag pit stops, Truex Jr. in first, and then you have Carl Edwards running second, Joey Logano in third. But then at lap 265 is Truex Jr., Carl Edwards, and Jimmy Johnson, the top 3. Truex Jr., 5-second lead over second place Carl Edwards, 5.7 seconds over third place Jimmy Johnson. At this point, Joey Logano was 1 lap down due to some issues on pit road. At lap 280, with 120 left to go, Truex Jr.'s lead was now a 4.75 on now second place Jimmy Johnson, 5.7 over now third place Carl Edwards. And is Truex Jr. going to do it is what I was thinking. And so now 298 comes another round of green flag pit stops. Carl Edwards too fast on pit road, has to serve a pass-through, comes to serve the pass-through, and now going too fast during the pass-through, and that has to come back for a stop and go. Top 3 at lap 300, this would start the last 100. You have Paul Menard in front, which he pitted, Truex Jr. second, Jimmy Johnson third. Okay, and then after the round of green flag pit stops, Truex Jr. back in front, Johnson in second, Kevin Harvick now in third, and I said watch out for the number 4 now, because the number 4 can make a run for the finish. Lap 310, Truex Jr. with a 1.7 second lead over Jimmy Johnson, 4.1 over Kevin Harvick. There was a water bottle that was reported at turn 4 at lap 315. Lap 320, Truex Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick still top 3. Johnson looking to take the lead from Truex Jr., the 48, chasing that 78. And then will Harvick steal the lead because at lap 337, he had Kevin Harvick in second and Jimmy Johnson down in third. Question 4 would come out lap 339, and this would be for debris on the backstretch. Stenhouse Jr. will be the lucky dog here. Green flag flies, restart will be lap 344. Truex Jr. in front, Johnson in second, Harvick still in third. Then Johnson takes the lead, and a fight for first. Now, for first right now, but Truex takes the lead right back. But he's taking off. Johnson's trying to catch him, but Truex Jr. is long gone. Now you have Kevin Harvick in second place again at lap 357. At lap 370, Truex Jr. Actually, I'm going to go lap 380. This is the start of the last 20. Truex Jr. with a 2.2 second lead over now second place Jimmy Johnson. Now, at this point, you had Denny Hamlin running fourth, Kurt Busch in fifth, Keselowski was running sixth, and then you had Matt Kenseth running seventh. 390 will mark the last 10. 395, the last 5. Kyle Busch cuts a tire down, no pit. Now, nothing's going to ruin the momentum than a late race caution, and of course, those green-white checkers can change the outcome of the race very, very quickly. But lap 395, Truex Jr. in front, Harvick in second, Johnson in third. And then you got at lap 397, Ryan Newman has a tire go down, and still no caution. White flag flies at lap 399. The checker comes out at lap 400, and as mentioned, Truex Jr. with his fourth career win, finishing second, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson third, Denny Hamlin would finish in fourth place, and finishing fifth would be Brad Keselowski. There were a total of 9 lead changes, 4 cautions, 19 laps of yellow flag racing. Race length was 3 hours, 46 minutes, and 10 seconds. So on Saturday was Xfinity Series racing, and that was the Hisense 4K TV 300, which is a good race on Saturday. Pole setter was Eric Jones in the number 20 Toyota, also the Dover Xfinity winner. Top 3 at the race start was Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, and Denny Hamlin, the 20 to 19, and the 18 car. Hamlin was in the 18 car on Saturday. Cole Custer in the double 8. First Xfinity Series race. Green flag drops at 2:46 p.m. Eastern Time. The 20 to 19, the 18 in front. Then was the 20 to 18 and the 42. Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Larson. Now the 33 car fishtails almost clips the 7 at lap 8. 33 of Brandon Jones. The 7 car of Justin Allgaier. No caution, but caution number 1 would fly at lap 13, and this would be Cody Ware. Cody Ware was in the 15 car on Saturday. Lap 13, he spins coming off turn 4. The restart would be at lap 20. Denny Hamlin in first place now. Eric Jones and Kyle Larson top 3, 18, 20, and 42 coming off this restart. Larson up to second, Eric Jones down to third. So now at lap 21 you have Hamlin, Larson, Eric Jones. Then at 25 it was Hamlin, Jones, and Kyle Larson, 18, 20, and the 42. And oh man, then the 19 car goes into the wall, got some damage too. This is caution number 2. Lap 26, Eric Jones fishtails into the wall. Daniel Suarez, he started losing it and smoking it